Now, folks, you know how I've been talking about this white nationalist group that, has been buying up land in Arkansas and now wants to buy up land in Missouri? You remember that I talked about this group of people and how they're basically trying to have like a group trust, essentially buy up land and then claim it for whites only. Remember how I talked a bit about that? Well, it turns out that's not the only group of people that's trying to do similar white nationalist oriented activities. So I want to turn your guys' attention to a local news report from Nashville, from News Channel 5. Meet the out-of-state investors funding a Christian nationalist community in Tennessee. And we'll get to the video in a second, but I found this really interesting, right? A lot of this is about like, oh, hey, here's a 7th generation Jackson County resident, an ancestor of the first Gainsborough family. Like, he's getting pushed out of his birthright, essentially, the land his generations of his family have grown up on, and he's being pushed out by these white nationalists who are coming in from out of state, like outside of Tennessee, coming here to buy up land in the effort to make it a Christian nationalist project. So this is interesting, of course. Yeah, essentially, they're carpetbagging the Christian nationalist revolution. It's really gross, I have words for what I think we should do with these people. I am not allowed to say them. Understandable. Understandable as hell. Take a look.
Tonight, News Channel 5 investigates, reveals the big money behind efforts by out-of-state Christian nationalists. That to gain power right here in Middle Tennessee. Thanks for being with us. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Carrie Sharp. Our investigation discovered the people funding that effort are spending millions of dollars banking on the collapse of society as we know it. News Channel 5 Chief Investigative Reporter.
That should maybe be like a really concerning phenomenon, right? Like, even if you are like a conservative, does it not concern you that a bunch of out-of-town folks, big city people, are coming to like build like a bunker town in your community? I don't know, seems weird.
Phil Williams has spent weeks digging more into this project in Jackson County, focusing this time on the views of the developers behind it.
And Phil, we know now, this is more than just about faith. This is about power.
Absolutely. We previously revealed the controversial ideas of the podcasters who were first on the ground for this project. Their views toward immigrants, people of color, Jews, and women. In the case of the out-of-state developers, we've now dug up video and...
In case you're wondering what their views on people of color, Jews, and women are, they're against all of those people. They're against all of those groups. If you are in one of those groups, these people are against you having rights. That's what this Christian nationalist movement is. It's not just, oh, you're a Christian? Welcome to the club. You get rights now. No, it's not even that. Like, if you have to be like a white man Christian. You got to be a white landowning man Christian to be in the club.
Other evidence where they give voice to ideas about the future of America that may be foreign to the people who already call Jackson County home.
Cholera came to Gainsborough in 1850. Most people deserted the town, and they were among the few who stuck around.
A historian by training, Mark Dudney's interest in Jackson County's past and its future is more than just academic. His ancestors were Gainsborough's first family.
My family's been here for 7 generations.
We first met Dudney last fall when we came to Jackson County to listen to local residents after News Channel 5 Investigates revealed the efforts by outsiders to turn the county into a Christian nationalist haven.
Our hometown is not a test tube for some extremist social experiment.
Earlier this year, after Tucker Carlson embraced the project, Dudney released a video.
Oh yeah, did I not mention the fact that Tucker Carlson has been instrumental in popularizing this endeavor to take over this town? Did I not mention that Tucker Carlson was heavily involved in making this a thing? You know how I've been talking about how Tucker Carlson is really dangerous and how Tucker Carlson is, schisming the Republican Party deliberately in order to build and solidify a Christian nationalist base alongside the likes of Charlie Kirk. You know, they will temporarily support Donald Trump until it becomes no longer convenient for them. And then they're going to strike out on their own with their own political project. And this is just one of the signs of that.
Social media denouncing the controversial views of the two podcasters chosen as ambassadors for that effort. Since then, signs have sprung up across the county in opposition to the group. Do you think people here fully appreciate the powerful forces that are involved in this?
I think some people do, and I think maybe other people just don't like somebody coming in and to their home and saying, we're going to plant a flag and build a town right on top of the one that you already have.
Our goal is something where we actually have the concentration where we can control the town, or in this case, there's.
I'm sorry. Is their podcast branded Liberty and Just Us? Just Us? Damn, a little bit on the nose there, guys.
Of the people there, it's a town that's already very values aligned. So it's
Dallas-based investor Nate Fisher heads the company financing what appears to be a multi-million-dollar effort in the Upper Cumberland region. New Founding LLC promises you can build the America you want to live in. Among the company's investors is tech billionaire Mark Andreessen.
Oh, God. Of course Mark Andreessen is in on this. This is just another one of their attempts to build a goddamn company town. They just think that it's going to make it easier to build the company town if it's a bunch of credulous dupes in the Christian nationalist movement. God, it's the exact same reason Peter Thiel wants Greenland.
Last year, a New Founding executive also posted a pic of the team with now Vice President J.D. Vance, referring to him as our guy.
Our
we
guy.
We currently have thousands of acres. And, ultimately aspire to get up to tens of thousands of acres.
The company's managing partner, Josh Abatoy, moved to Gainesboro to lead the real estate effort, working out of this small office building in a community where they see a chance for their buyers to gain political power.
It's more attainable to get into civic and cultural leadership in a small town. It's more attainable to change the local market.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. This guy doesn't seem right in the head. Much like all of the fascists exactly like him. Now, in a just world, he would be run out of town. Just straight up. I'm sorry, kick this motherfucker out of your goddamn town. He's there to kill it.
To make your presence felt.
It's an effort that New Founding compared internally to the landing of the Pilgrims at Plymouth Rock.
Ugh.
Well, we almost called the project the Mayflower at some point.
Project Mayflower, exactly.
Mayflower, yeah.
So,
yeah, back in the day.
Mark Dudney's reaction?
As a local who loves the community, I have an emotional response to it. It feels like an insult to people who lived here, who lived their lives here before.
This is why I've chosen to partner with New Founding and Ridge Runner and take my family to the new community they're settling in Tennessee.
Prior to teaming up with New Founding, one of those podcasters, Andrew Isker, published a book titled Christian Nationalism, a biblical guide to taking them.
Wait, Torba and Isker? Wait a minute. Why do I remember Torba? Andrew Torba. Yo! Andrew Torba. Was this the guy who was in Trump's administration the first time around? Yes, he's one of the founders of Gab. He's one of the founders of Gab, y'all. He's the CEO. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Dude.
Minion and Discipling Nations. His co-author, Andrew Torba, started the Gab website.
Okay, well, thank you for mentioning that right after I figured that out myself. Thank you.
That gives a platform to neo-Nazis, conspiracy theorists, and other extremists. Their book calls for taking control of townships, school boards, and counties, and exiting what they call the beast system completely, lying in wait for the system to collapse.
You know how I tell you guys all the time, hey, you need to get involved with your local politics. You need to go to your local Democratic Party meetings. You need to go to your local city council meetings. You need to go to DSA. You guys know how I say that literally all the time? Every single goddamn time? The reason I'm saying that is because if you don't go, these motherfuckers show up and suddenly they're running your goddamn town because they're out there all day, every day, writing books about how this is what they want to do. They go out there all day, every day, talking about how, yes, we need to take over the local, all the way down from the school board to the city council. We need to take that over and wait to kill this country, wait to strike, essentially. And you guys need to get involved because the only way we stop them is if we are already in the room, okay? Yeah, they fill the void that you leave in local politics, exactly.
I think even those who play it best, it may be extremely painful. Depends on how sort of violent the collapse is.
And Fisher penned a manifesto, what he calls a strategy for a new founding, declaring that coming years will bring turmoil and peril, but also great opportunity to shape the direction of Western civilization.
But here's the thing, Gila Monster. They're not planning to secede from the United States. They're planning to wait for enough chaos, enough societal collapse to ensue, to basically make themselves little islands of stability, and then they will profit from the chaos. It's disaster capitalism writ large.
Fisher insists national divorce must be on the table.
It's why these people talk about, running the country into the ground, essentially. It's why they talk about essentially their technofudalism. And it's also why they fantasize about a national divorce.
The only question is whether it happens peacefully.
For me,
yeah, this is just techno-feudalism. Oh, hey, look, it's that one dipshit. What's his name? Oh God, what is this guy's name? He has such a forgettable face. I don't know who this is. I've talked about him before.
Founding represents the ability to put infrastructure into actualizing a radical Christian nationalist movement that has a fundamentally different vision for America than America itself.
And they call it a new founding.
A new founding, literally.
James Lindsay is
Yes, fuck, it's James Lindsay. It's goddamn James Lindsay. This motherfucker. All of these goddamn, Curtis Yarvinites, all of these types, they're all blending together. It's the rise of the pseudo-intellectual, and it's destroying the country because the pseudo-intellectualism is melding with the goddamn fascism, and it's creating this.
Conservative commentator who has clashed online with the new founding crew after he declared that the extreme far right is becoming what he calls the woke right.
See what I mean? That's nonsense. It's stupid, asshole-ish nonsense. What he's doing is identifying the schism between the MAGA Trumpites and the Tucker Carlson Christian nationalists, and he's just yeah, they're woke conservative because he's all in on Trump. He's all in on Trump, baby.
He calls this a dark doomsday mentality.
It's about breaking America into communities that don't get along with one another. We're no longer one nation under God. We're no longer this single federal...
No, it's not all talk. They're putting actual money behind these efforts.
...entity. We're now this hodgepodge of micronations that don't necessarily get along.
Not only did the developers behind the Jackson County project share a political ideology, they're also members of a secretive men's-only society designed to train a generation of far-right Christian leaders to take control when the time comes. That group, the Society for American Civic Renewal...
Okay, this is actually... Okay, this is the first I have heard of this. I have not heard of this before. This is new information. Society for American Renewal. I'm gonna get that on my radar.
Has a website that touts the notion of seeking a civilizational renaissance. Its membership documents call for developing a list of potential appointees and hires for an aligned future regime.
They've really staked their reputations very significantly on believing that the American system is in free fall and it's going to have a catastrophic end, and that...
Well, yeah, they know that America was never a Christian nation. They don't give a shit. They want to make it one anyway.
It's theirs to rebuild from the ashes.
How does this fall on you as a historian?
Like a load of bricks. To me, what they're advocating is fundamentally un-American.
Mark Dudney says he often imagines if he had a chance to sit down with his late father, how he would explain the people who've now come to Jackson County, who do not seem to be rooting for the country his dad loved.
And you remember how you and Mom taught us words like love, forgiveness, and compassion? Well, they use words like dominion and national divorce and multi-generational spiritual warfare. And lucky us, they've decided to grow their political base out of right here in Jackson County. It's personal to me and to a lot of other people here.
And there's a lot more to this story, a lot more players. You'll find all of that on our website, including details about that secretive men's-only group. I wanted to give the developers, Nate Fisher and Josh Abatoy, a chance to answer my questions, but they never responded to any of my messages asking for comment. As for J.D. Vance, the vice president's office tells me he takes lots of photos with lots of people. They specifically deny that he has ever been part of that secretive men's group.
So, Phil, I guess the question now is, how is this plan working out? Are people buying up land in Jackson County?
Well, you know, to hear them on their podcast, you know, things are going great. You know, I check land records on a regular basis. I haven't seen a whole lot of signs of people really buying up lots of land, but, you know, we'll see.
Yeah.
We know you'll be watching.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Phil.
Good job, Phil. Our sleuth on the ground. Let's go. All right, do we have more details here on the website? I want to know more about this secret org. Yeah, here we go. Far-right Indianapolis millionaire Charles Haywood was involved with Fisher in setting up the first Sacker chapters. His image appears in the opening sequence for New Founding's occasional YouTube podcast. He was featured in at least one episode himself. Haywood has also spoken glowingly on social media about New Founding's business model. It's not known whether Haywood is an investor in either New Founding generally or the Highland Rim project specifically. Still, Haywood's views bear great similarities to the doomsday notions of the New Founding crew. To say that the future holds chaos and violence is only to make a prediction very similar to the sun will rise in the east tomorrow, Haywood said in a September 2023 podcast. In another, he described himself as a big fan of theories of regime fragility. That is, I am on Team Fragility as opposed to Team Turbo America. Damn, what a quote. And Haywood has mused about how decisive figures like himself might take control if the future he predicts becomes a reality. I sometimes believe I am fated to become a warlord myself, he said in a July 2022 post on his blog, The Worthy House. The key function of a warlord is the short and long-term protection, military and otherwise, of those who recognize his authority and act, in part, at his behest. Guys, when we're talking about techno-feudalism, this is exactly what the fuck we're talking about. This is exactly what we're talking about. Every single one of these motherfuckers believes they're the protagonist of their own little shonen anime and that the world revolves around them. That, oh yes, I, by virtue of being a wealthy millionaire, all I have to do is wait for society to collapse and then it's time to break out my war steed. That they genuinely think that. They're brain poisoned. The isolation of their wealth destroys their minds. Unironically, I am a firm believer in the idea that wealth rots your brain. Because how else do you get to, I believe I'm fated to become a warlord myself? It's very big Green Goblin energy. I'm something of a warlord myself. How are we not understanding that medieval Europe was hell? We cannot be a bunch of squabbling city-states led by Christian warlords waging violence on each other. This is why because none of these people read a goddamn textbook. They drink the Kool-Aid when they talk about like Western civilization or Judeo-Christian values and like the greatness of Western civilization. They just think it was one homogenous mass of white people. That's it. That's all they think of. They don't actually understand or know anything about the history. They don't understand that like the German city-states like squabbled and just killed each other over like Protestant and Catholic like squabbles for like 1,000 years. They don't understand that like the Italian city-states were like poisoning each other and going to war against each other nonstop for like 1,000 years. They don't understand it. And they think it's just one thing because they associate it with white nationalism. And white nationalists are stupid motherfuckers too. And they're like, yeah, all white people are welcome, bruh. We just want a place for whites. And then it's like, well, okay, but then there are some of us who you know, you're only white if you're Anglo-Saxon, okay? And then, you know, actually, you know, if you're one of those darker-skinned Swedes, maybe you'll be welcome, but you know, you'll have to do 100,000 push-ups for us first. Like it's like frat bro mentality applied to like an understanding of history and social relationships and power. God. It's so dumb. The
white nationalist mind cannot comprehend the Balkans.
It's very true, Lily Love stuff. It's true. Yeah, Proud Boys chapters can shove it up their ass, which I'm sure they're already doing. These fascist fucks. No, it is Rhyme Jag. It is. No, you're 100% right. They all played Skyrim. And they all were like, man, these racist Stormcloaks are really based. I bet if all of us got together, we could be Stormcloaks too. And then they formed like a secret society about it. It's really fucking dumb. It's really fucking dumb. Again, this is why like fascism is anti-intellectual, because it needs dumb guys who are willing to think of themselves both as saviors and as disposable at the same time. Who sides with the Stormcloaks? Racists. They all think they're the Dovahkiin. When I yell at you, you're gonna fall back because I'm so powerful. Anyway, folks, the effort by Christian nationalists continues to try and take over various corners of America, and we need to organize in order to put a stop to that nonsense. Remember, folks, join your local Dems, join your local DSA, or at the very fucking least, go to your local city council meetings, okay? Bare minimum. Do the work, show up to the goddamn meetings. If you need help joining your local Dems, join our Discord, reach out to Dragonfly, she'll be happy to connect you. And if you need help joining your local DSA, join our Discord again, and reach out to GamerG in the Discord. She will be happy to connect you with your local DSA. Those are the things you can do. It's time to start showing the fuck up, guys. Now is the time. Not 4 years from now. Now.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube and swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, dating, plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff